moving away from the Switch and all that that brings and means. Talk about something more happy and positive. I put a yay here. Yay. My 10 favorite games of the year, 2016. I didn't put 2016 in there, but it's on there. I know how to do this. I know what I'm doing. Trust me. This isn't slapped together at the last minute. It was at a couple minutes before the last minute. So let's go over a few things. I don't even have honorable mentions this year. Inside would probably be on that list. Definitely very close to being, and probably I think it was like 11 or 12, and I ranked them. So basically, I took all the games that I played this year, and I looked at them and said, well, which one do I like more? Like, do I like this game or this game? And I just ranked them in an Excel sheet. That's how I got to this conclusion. It's pretty easy to eventually come to some answers. And the first game is Ratchet and Clank on PS4. I'm not a Ratchet and Clank fan, really at all. I wouldn't call myself a Ratchet and Clank fan, person, human. This game is incredibly good. It is so much fun. You're unlocking all these different weapons and abilities, and you're throwing, like, there's just constant explosion and some bolts flying everywhere. It's just dumb fun. Like, it would be higher on my list, but it's just kind of, it's dumb fun in that way of, in the same way of Dead Rising 4 is, which I really enjoyed. It's also like just below the 10 on here. It's just a lot of fun, but it doesn't do anything like super new or interesting. It wasn't a game where I was like itching and dying to come back and play it, but it was a fair amount of fun, and it really impressed me. That's what it was. Like, this is like, oh, this is what Ratchet and Clank is. I see that now. I get it. This is good. I played the PS3 one, not very impressed by it. So this, props to them. Props to Insomniac. I don't know why I picked the beginning movie to show, but I mean, who knows? I can't get out of this thing. Let's go. Nothing works. In case you were curious, nothing ever works. Final Fantasy 15. Now here's something. Because I played the demo, and I haven't talked about Final Fantasy 15 on the show at all. I played the demo that they released, the Japanese demo, and it loaded, unlike this video. And I didn't like it. It was the first hour and a half of the game, probably 2 hours. I didn't really like it that much. But I got the game on sale during the winter holiday season time. And, I played about 18 hours of it so far, which I know isn't a ton, especially in a big game like this. But it is, again, dumb fun. Now, it's a lot more fun than this loading screen of this YouTube video, which, I mean, I don't know. Is it ever going to load? Will it load? Can it load? I don't know. But if it loads, I'm not touching anything. Oh, good. But I like it. I think the combat's kind of a mess, but it's fun eventually once you get into it. It's like, it's not a Final Fantasy game at all. Like, it really isn't. It really is not a Final Fantasy game. And the way it like feels and moves and interacts and everything, like, it's just not. This is not a Final Fantasy game. This is not. If you're coming to this expecting any other type of Final Fantasy that has come before it, you're not getting that. You're getting an open world, weird Western-ish game that has Final Fantasy stuff in it. There's problems like the driving is like not even driving. You can't really go out at night. Well, you kind of can, but you can't. And then there's like leveling up. There's like some cool mechanics. This is why it's not higher on my list, because I haven't played a shit ton of it. And it's kind of just like a beautiful disaster in a lot of respects. Like, it doesn't look super amazing, even on the PS4 Pro. It doesn't like play incredibly well. All the side quests are straight up, hey, go over here and help someone. And you go over there and you're like, here's a thing. And they're like, okay, quest over. Like, there's a ton of just side quests where you'll be wandering around the world and you hear someone call for help. And you'll go over to them and give them a potion. And it's like, quest complete. And I'm like, really? Like, this is just so uninteresting. But it's like, that's the thing. It's stupid. The driving's dumb. The combat's not that interesting. But it's fun enough. And it's got that quality of like, yeah, I'll complete another dumb quest. Let me do another dumb quest. Okay, sure. And then I'm going to drive over here, and then I'll do that. And you're like planning these routes around the map. And that's fun. It's just kind of a perfect, relaxed, chill game, which is very much like what No Man's Sky was for me. Just sit there and relax and enjoy Final Fantasy 15. It's not a Final Fantasy game very much, and it's not an amazing game. But there's something about it. There really is something about it. I can't wait to play some more of it, maybe do a more proper review of it. Because there's something. Oh boy, there's something with this game. I kept parking on accident, and like you can't drive. It's so dumb. Like you can't just like drive the way you'd want to drive. It's such a mess in that respect. It's such a mess. And I can't, god damn it. Like I can't. Fine. Oh, now it has spoilers on the side. Don't look at the side. I can't, because I go full screen, I can't look at things. It's so obnoxious. Let's see if this video loads, because nothing works. Oh, I shouldn't have said that, because now it's not loading. Well, whatever. XCOM 2 is the game that everyone forgot about this year. I mean, YouTube forgot it even existed and won't even let me load the goddamn thing. But as I kept thinking about the games I played, I kept seeing XCOM on the list and going like, man, I really, this is like the last mission of the game too. I really enjoyed it. And you know what? Let's make it full screen. It's so much fun. It's just the tactics that you want to see, constantly moving around, and like the way the puzzle pieces all fit together, upgrading your units and all of that. The problem with it is it's just more XCOM. Like the new stuff isn't super compelling. There's still some annoying like gripes I have with it, especially things with how and this is sped up for thinking and stuff. I have gripes with it related to like if you're gonna miss a guy, like if you save and then you shoot someone and you miss and you reload that save, you'll still miss him. Like the misses are programmed in. You'll even switch to another character and that character will miss. Like your miss is predestined. Unless you throw a grenade or something. It's like your next move is destined to miss. It's such bullshit. And I hate the idea of missing. Like with a shotgun from 5 feet away, there's no miss. I can understand I nicked him, okay fine, but he still takes damage. I'll accept that, but not miss garbage. Even with all that complaints, there's nothing better than executing a strategy in this and flushing out an enemy and having them run into your defenses where you have your Overwatch or whatever switched on, which just makes you attack them when they come into view, and people are just getting blown away and you're like, I did that perfectly. Like the joy of executing the perfect plan is all over the place in this game, and it is excellent. Just excellent. I really did enjoy it. I like some of the stuff like this. Like you can conceal this character. I think maybe you could have done that before. But like the different perks, how you're leveling them up, dealing with things on the main menu, whatever world map thing. That's awesome. Like, there's so much good stuff here that I had so much fun with. I really did, and it's not higher because of those complaints, but it's really close. It's really close to being higher. Really close. It'd be higher if I could. You know, it'd be higher on the list if I could close out of this without ruining the whole presentation. But no. Nope. My wish is not granted. So I have to do that every time. That's great. Number 7. Let It Die. Ho 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 ho. This game came out of nowhere. Similar to how this loading screen just ruins my life. I'll get you to work yet, you pile of garbage. So Let It Die, the game about squiggling little circles, is a roguelike. There's little quests, that's what I'm doing right here. Getting little quests to go on. Yeah, that's what's happening. Is like the auto's fucking up. Whatever. But this game is so broken. Like, it doesn't look great, doesn't run great, it has terrible long load times. The controls are kind of a mess. Let me actually skip ahead to when I'm doing something. Oh, now you work well. But fighting and exploring and adventuring in this world was unparalleled. Like, and I stopped playing it specifically because I could see the grind. I could see the grind too much, and I didn't want to end up hating the game. So I stopped. I stopped out of a like on level 13 or 15 or something. That was as high on the tower as I got after fighting this mini boss that came out of nowhere. I mean, you could see it coming, but it was like, shit, I don't want to do this. But I fought it anyway, and it was a hard-fought victory. This incredible, weird demon spider thing that crawls out of a pipe and does all this weird shit. It's got these wacky weapons, like these irons. You're leveling up like your ability with these different individual items and also your character. But if your character dies, you lose that character, but you can also get them back by paying real money or this fake money that you just get in the game, or like going back to that floor and fighting them again. So you're like raising all these different fighters, and it ends up having this perfect risk reward for me of exploration, and I super enjoyed it. It is broken, it is a mess, but it's one of those games where I kept logging on to get the daily log on bonus for a couple of weeks, even though I wasn't gonna be like necessarily playing it that day. Like, I gotta log in and get my free crap. And that's something. That's really something to me, because I don't do that. It's all procedurally generated too. It's so much fun. It shouldn't be. It's a broken mess half the time, I feel like. But like, existing and surviving in that world is so visceral, this combat. And it's just like a guy punching, and you're like horrified that this guy's punching at you. That's what's incredible about it. This is one of those games where, as I was in it, I couldn't stop thinking about it. Couldn't stop enjoying its weird, like, oh, what does this do? What is that? And you're like solving a mystery. If I throw this frog into that fire, it becomes a tasty frog, and then the frog heals me more. Like, okay, that's really interesting. Let me try that out. Okay, what about this? What about this? I don't know. And like, you're solving all these things with it that I super enjoyed. Incredible. Now, is it the best game ever made? No. But it's better than a lot of games I played, and it's broken. So I can only imagine if they had actually made a decent control scheme for this, and it didn't look like an up-res PS3 game. That'd be nice. But it's not as annoying as PowerPoint or Google Docs or whatever the fuck. Tell you that right now. Tell you that right now. Now, another Dark Souls inspired game in my list filled with Dark Skulls is Salt and Sanctuary. And I have to double check right now. Did I spell Salt and Sanctuary correctly? Who knows? Salt and Sanctuary is the perfect melding of Castlevania and Dark Souls. And Symphony of the Night. You know, that era of Castlevania. And there's something it does so perfectly in exploration and in combat that is just like, I could barely remember my complaints. Like, there's just some weird platforming sometime. It's not always amazing, but it's often amazing in terms of how it manages to meld Dark Souls and Castlevania into something that is equal parts either series. And this adventure that you're going on is incredible. Finding the secrets, seeing these new enemies, fighting them, dodging, getting new weapons, having the different loadouts, leveling up, different items. You can level up these little sanctuaries that kind of do different things for you. This is like highly customizable shit where it's got like fire defense, lightning defense, like all of this stuff. And it all matters, and it's all important for that moment, for that run. And you die, and you have to go back and get your souls or whatever they are, your salt. But it's so good. It's so much fun. It's easy to forget. When I looked back at the year, I was like, oh yeah, completely forgot about Salt and Sanctuary, and it kind of dropped off. but I was blown away by it. I think the game is so well done. I think it's made by 2 people. This couple, such incredible work here and like dedication to the craft. I'm not a huge fan of the art style, but even with that, so much fun. Like finding the different bosses. It's one of those things where it's like, yeah, just playing the game was rewarding in and of itself. In the way of when you're like, you haven't played a Dark Souls yet and you don't know what's around the corner and you see what is. It has that moment in spades, but it's in this 2D Metroidvania style. And it does that so well. So well. I fucking love this game. Very good. And it's on PC now as well. Definitely worth a thing. This section of the game is an optional area that has, and you get different, forgot about that too. You get a bunch of different abilities, like Symphony of the Night, which is something I kind of wish Dark Souls would implement, different abilities in what you're doing. Great shit. Just great shit all around. What the fuck happened? Stop. All right. You think you're funny, Mouse? I don't think you're funny. This worked last week, but now it doesn't work.